Hey, Eliseo, thanks for jumping on this call with me. Um, I'm curious to learn more about your business and what you're up to and how I can help you today.
Hey, thanks, Juan. You come highly referred to me. And yeah, let's start off. I don't have that much time, so hopefully we can know how we can work together. Um, a little bit about me is that I run my business as a Medicare nurse navigator, and what I do is I'm both licensed in Medicare to sell Medicare insurance, as well as a geriatric care manager. I'm also a case manager at the hospital right now. So initially, I had the 12-hour shifts, and that recently changed. So on my days off, the 4 days off, I usually am able to go do seminars and visit, um, uh, senior centers and whatnot. And I was able to meet a lot of people. But now they changed my hours to 8-hour shifts, 5 days a week. And so I have a very tight window, like 2 hours after my day at the hospital. And so I needed to create an automatic system to qualify all the people that I talk to so that they don't waste my time. So that is essentially what I'm looking for. And I want to know if you have that. Do you have something like that that you can show me?
So, how are you currently reaching people when, and then what happens after that? Let's say somebody's interested.
So when I usually get just natural referrals
Okay.
from community referral partners, because they know that I know a lot about Medicare and I see a lot of patients. So referrals from elder care attorneys, non-medical home care companies, and just coworkers, nurses, doctors that know that I can help them with Medicare. And then I book a call and I talk to them, get a little bit more information. And if they need to write their Medicare, then that's what I do, is I write them. And if they need more attention in the community, then I have referral partners that I send them to. But now, because of my time constraints, I'm buying leads and I'm just calling them. So, but that's not the most efficient way, right? It's
Yeah.
not the most efficient way to take my time because I only have a small window and it's usually at nights and weekends. So I want to be a little bit more very efficient with my time to make sure that they're highly qualified.
Yeah, it's tough, right? You're working a full
Yeah.
time, and it's right at those prime times, right? When uh, people, might be calling out of nowhere and, your phone's ringing and
Right.
it can get very overwhelming, not having a system in place, to do the outreach, right? Because you have
Mhm.
limited amount of time and you want to save that time for the calls that of people that are qualified. But then B, once you do make those calls, I would imagine that it takes time to write these policies, right, and get all of that going. So we're not just talking about phone time. We're also talking about, you know, the work that comes after you do close, sign somebody up. Um, so, so you said you're purchasing, a list. That list, what information is it? I would imagine name, email, phone number. Is that pretty much
Address.
address? Okay.
Yeah.
And
And so you
are they
just
specific to a certain area?
know, well, within Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay. So you're currently either calling or sending an email?
Uh, yes, both, and texting, um, and yeah, and just waiting. And and I know your background's an ER nurse, right? And so is mine. And so it could be feast or famine. So you're in the middle of calling somebody, or you're in the phone with somebody, and then another call comes, and you're trying to switch to that. So I want a system that kind of gives me a little bit of time to be able to send them somewhere to a different path, but not feel like they're being disregarded. You know what I mean? So I want a system that's a feast or famine. I want to be able to talk to somebody as well as do 2 or 3 different paths. So I want to be a one-man show to be able to take care of that problem as well. So if you have that solution, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, no, it can be tough, when you're getting going, right? And you now have the contact information, but then how do we reach out to them? And then how do we follow them up?
Right.
And because people, right, most of the time they're interested, but they're not quite ready, or
Right.
they have to talk to somebody, their family.
Right.
And how do you manage that, right? Like, what phase are they in of the
Right.
actual conversion?
That's exactly it. And that's what and you get busy and you forget about that, but I want a system that reminds me and texts me or do something to, like, almost like a carousel, to be able to kind of let me know what's the next step. And also, if you have the system that allows me to, when I pull up that person's name, and be able to know what the thread of the conversation that we have, man, that would be just awesome, right?
So yeah, I'm gonna share my screen with you and just give you an overview, like bird's eye view, and then we can go into specifics.
Okay.
But for today's call, we can stick to the overview so that since we have limited time. But let me go ahead and share my screen. And this is the framework that we work with, and it's called the Impact Growth Formula. And it's an algorithm. The nursing healthcare mind, we think in algorithms a lot, right?
Right.
And the idea is, if this happens, then do that, right? And there's all sorts of traffic, right? Paid ads, outreach, and right now you fall under the email outreach, right?
Right.
And the first thing we could do with that is we have a system where we can upload your list and send out a sequence of emails, right? Introducing them to who you are, your history, your background, how you can help them, who have you helped, right? A testimonial, and then inviting them to book a call with you, right? That's the call to action that we want them to take. What's that next natural step, right? And I think a lot of the times we fall into the trap of going immediately for the sale, right? We jump on and we're trying to sign them up. And it's kind of like dating, right? You're not going to meet a girl and ask her to marry you the same night, right? It's kind of creepy.
Right.
And it's the same thing with sales, right? They have to know, like, and trust you so that they'll buy from you eventually. And the first thing we would do is no more cold calls, no more sending email one by one. Anytime you're doing organic outreach, that takes volume, right? That takes hundreds, 1,000 attempts or different contacts. So you can maybe do 10 calls an hour.
Right.
That's if they don't answer.
Right.
And leave voicemails, right? So
right.
What we could do for you is automate your email outreach. We'll upload your list. We'll create a sequence of anywhere from 4 to 6 emails that we'll send out over the course of the next 4 to 6 weeks, right? We're not going to send them all back to back to back. And then the other thing is we can do something called a voicemail drop. And basically what this is we record your voice one time on your phone, right, on a voice memo. And we create a script where it's you just introducing yourself, how you can help them, and then, inviting them to book a call with you. And just that alone would save you hundreds of hours, right? That one piece of the system, right? And
absolutely.
that's one part of it. The other part is directing them to a funnel, right? Where they're going to go, they're going to book, they're going to sign up, they're going to enter their name, their email, their phone number. That way they opt in. And then the goal is to get them to our booking page.
Right.
And the reason you want a booking page is because it's going to help manage your flow, right? I think of communication as flows, right? Flows of communication.
Right.
And what we want to do is funnel them into one centralized place,
Right.
Which is your booking page. So people land there, and then they're able to pick a time that works not only for them, but also for you, because we're able to adjust your calendar and say, hey, I can talk from this time to this time this day.
Mm-hmm.
You would just need to make sure that if your availability changes, that you go and change it on the back end, right? That way they can't book a time. Or if you have a day off, then you can, open that day up. Once they book, right, they pick a time, you'll get a text message notification saying, hey, Eliseo, Juan wants to talk to you Friday at 6 p.m.
Wow.
And this is an appointment request. It's not an automatic approval, right? You're able to check your calendar, make sure that it's a time that works for you. And then you log in and you approve, or you can directly message them to reschedule, right? If for any reason that time doesn't work for you.
Right.
So you get a text notification saying, hey, this Friday, Juan wants to talk to you Friday. Do you approve it? Yes or no? Or click here to reschedule. One of the things you mentioned was, qualified leads.
Right.
And what we could do is add a survey at the front of this. So
nice.
And, if there's a question that that they won't answer yes to, that will disqualify them, then we can automatically kind of send them to a generic thank you page without letting them book a call.
But then I can still follow up with them down the road, maybe 6 months or so, right? You can put that. All right.
Yeah, so all of these leads are put into the CRM, and we are putting them in a list. We're tagging them, right? So we can filter it, based off where they fell off or where they lost interest.
Right.
And then we're able to keep communicating with them in the future. Because a lot of times, and that's one of the critical factors is the follow-up, right? Which is really hard to do, especially when you have
working full time, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh my gosh.
Get it. And one little trick that I like to do is what I would do is if we start with the survey, let's pretend this is a survey page.
Right.
What we do is we put a Facebook pixel on this page. So we're able to track, if they land here, we can retarget them with a campaign.
Okay.
So and the goal of this retargeting campaign is to invite them to book this call, right? So that's another way of follow them up, where they're going to get your 4 emails, right? They're going to get your voicemail drop, where the voicemail drop, we record your voice. And what it does, it dials their number, and it drops that. Their number doesn't ring, but it drops the voicemail into their voicemail box.
Okay.
And so it's hands-free on your side other than that first recording. So we're able to do that right at scale. And then not only that, but I highly recommend a retargeting campaign.
Absolutely.
We could do with $5 a day is more than enough, which is very, reasonable to be able to retarget people and just kind of nudge them along the way, right? And just remind them, right? Like, hey, I'm here. If you need help with this. And then we start customizing these messages, right? Different pain points of why they would need your services. And so ultimately they book a time with you. And that's how we can help you. It's tough to be at work and get a call from a potential prospect, right? And you're like, man, like, I wish I could answer.
Right.
But you can't. So it really helps to just kind of funnel all lines of communication to one place. And so that then they can book a time to talk with you, which a lot of people are starting to expect now, right?
Right.
They want that, that ability to pick a time that works for them.
Absolutely. So I'm looking at all the types of traffic that you have here, but what I'm missing on my end is that I have a pretty large following on LinkedIn, which is over 27,000, and so I want to be able to address that as well. And that's another source of traffic there, which I haven't monetized yet, but they're pretty affluent referrals or people that I have on my network. So
Yeah.
yeah, that would be awesome. If so, I know we're pressed for time here, but let's say with all this right here, and you're able to create this alone right here is really what I need. It's kind of comprehensive. Everything that's on the left-hand side, the direct mail, the billboard, the blogs, video, SEO, social media, and email outreach, and Facebook ads and Google ads. With this platform that you have, it's all inclusive. So all the other software that I have, the little piecemeal software that I have, it's all in there. And it that's almost half of what I pay for right now.
Yeah, so that's one of the biggest obstacles if you're gonna do marketing, right? You want to do it the right way, because
right,
either money into it or your time, which is even more valuable.
Right.
And if you're gonna do something right, we want to increase our odds of succeeding, right? So So what happens is, to do this right, you need at least 5 different platforms or softwares, right? You need text messaging, you need a sales funnel, you need email.
That's my problem right now,
tools.
right?
Yeah.
And the monthly payments is just ridiculous. And if I don't have time, it's just like I'm throwing money away. So I need a little bit more comprehensive software, as well as it's cost effective, and put the whole technology stack into one platform. And it looks like what you're doing right now, you're telling me that you're able to help me put this together, and it compresses my time and also learning curve, and gets me to really hone into that little sliver of time that I'm able to touch it. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, like the house is built, right? You don't have to go find a contractor. You don't have to find the materials. Like, it's built, it's ready for you to move in and start using it. And you could go and put this all together and try to figure out how to make all these systems talk to each other. Or you could sign up and we can just plug in your contacts, it's ready to go. And not only that, but we provide the support on, hey, when you're ready to run your paid ads, we're going to show you how to do it so that you don't waste your money. So
absolutely,
that's one of the kind of hidden benefits, I guess you could say, of working with us, is that not only do we give you the tools to do the job, but also we show you how to use them. And we can meet you wherever you're at, right?
Right.
If you're in the organic phase right now, we can do that. We can do LinkedIn. And then whenever you're ready for paid ads, which is going to accelerate your growth, right? And we're ready for that. And the system is ready to go. But, a lot of people I talk to, their biggest question is how do I get in front of more people? Which is, that's the biggest focus, right? How do I run ads? How do I do this? And I'm like, well, before we do that, let's take a step back, right? And let's see what are we running this traffic to, right? If it's a website, then we're not going to get as good results. So it's kind of like taking the time to sharpen the sword before we actually start using it, right?
Right. So going back to my time, right? So typically when I had my 12-hour shifts, I'm pretty savvy with the the internet, the SEO, and the video game, the video, the blogs, and all that stuff, and also cold outreach and networking, right? But now I don't have that much time. So if we work together, is there a way to kind of start it slowly? I can run this whole thing, play around with it, and if I don't have the time, is there a way then you can kind of work with me so that you can help me out for a fee and then run the background, but I just keep putting in my contacts? Are you able to do that kind of scale? So if I'm like a do-it-yourselfer, and then I said, I'll let Juan do it because I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Sales and meeting people is what I want to do, not deal with the all this background stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's we have 24 hours in a day, and
Right.
as a business owner, most of that time should be focused on sales.
Yeah.
Because that's your expertise, right? That's what you bring to the table. So why are you gonna, a lot of people, they're in a position where maybe they have to do it themselves, and that's okay.
Right.
We provide the tools for you to do that. Or some people, we do it with them, right? So not all completely done for you, but we help them. And some are just, hey, like, just do it for us,
Right.
You've already done this, you have the expertise, and we're able to meet people where they're at. And it helps, fit all budgets, so that we're able to help the most people. We all went into this because we want to help people, and it's important to meet them where they're at. So yeah,
Right.
we're able to do that at a done for you, done with you, or do it yourself, wherever you're at in that journey.
Awesome, man. Yeah, can't wait to get started.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, dude. So what's the next step?
I'll send you an invoice. No.
Oh man, this is awesome. This is
Yeah,
awesome.
I'll send you an email with some questions we need answered to see exactly where we would start, and
All
then
right.
take it from there.
All right. Thanks, Juan.
All right, thank you.
Take care.
Good day. Bye.